Namaskar, good afternoon. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with the midday news. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. Over 20% polling till 11 a.m. as the Rajasthan votes for 199 out of 200 seats. 23.4% turnout till 11 a.m. in Telangana that votes for 119 seats. Fate of over 4,000 candidates in both states to be sealed by 5 p.m. today. Centre's focus on 5 streams of development to build a new India, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi, adds strong government with a clear majority able to take tough decisions. Stresses technology being used to ensure empowerment of poor and ease of living for all. Need to make quality healthcare affordable, says Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu at 46th convocation ceremony of AIIMS in Delhi. Stresses on need to bridge urban-rural divide with state-of-the-art healthcare services. Calls for AIIMS in every state. United Nations launches a new framework to combat international terrorism. UN Global Counter-Terrorism Coordination Compact to better coordinate efforts for peace and security. UN chief says despite recent successes, threats by terror outfits like ISIS remains high and has global reach. And Australia lose 7 wickets in their first innings on day 2 of the Adelaide Test against India. Ravi Chandran Ashwin bags 3 wickets. Jasprit Bumrah takes 2. India wrapped up first innings at 250 runs earlier today. First, all the election news and Battleground 2018. Polling is underway in Rajasthan's 199 assembly seats from a total of 200 seats. Voter turnout of 22.78% was recorded at 12 noon. Election has been peaceful with reports of EVM malfunctioning from some polling booths. As many as 51,687 polling booths have been set up with elaborate security arrangements. Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje, Pradesh Congress Committee Chief Sachin Pilot and other leaders were among those who exercised their franchise. The Vasundhara Raje-led government is seeking a second consecutive term, with party bigwigs appealing to the people to give BJP another chance. The Congress, however, is fighting for a comeback. There are 4.74 crore voters in the state, where over 2,200 candidates are in the fray. Main contenders, the BJP and Congress, have fielded 200 and 195 candidates respectively, along with Bahujan Samaj Party with 190 candidates. 840 candidates are contesting election as independents. Election to Ramgarh Assembly stands postponed after the death of the BSP candidate. And for more on this, we'll go across to our correspondent, Ravindra Singh Shoran, who is joining us from Jhalawar. Ravindra, you joined us in the morning and you gave us the latest information on what exactly is transpiring on the ground, how the voting started. Now, Jhalawar Patan is a VIP seat with big names. Vasundhara Raje is contesting from there. Now, what is the latest? How important, politically important this district is?
Yeah, good afternoon, Smriti. The election, which has started at 8 a.m. in the morning, is continuously going on. The voting process is on. Let me show you. This is a pink polling booth, which is specially created only for the ladies. All the polling officials are female here, and the police officials who are on the duty are female here. And this is only to encourage maximum number of the voting percentage can be reached for the females. Last time, I remind you, last time in the last 2013 election, female outnumbered the male member of voters in the elections. And this time, Election Commission wants that more and more number of female voters should come and cast their vote. they should come and exercise the right of franchisee to elect the new government. Also, as you have been saying, Jhalra Patan is quite a very interesting election here. The Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje Scindia has been she has been representing this constituency since 2003, and before that she was a member of parliament for 5 consecutive times from the same Jhalawar district. She has been contesting now again on the BJP ticket, she has been challenged by the former BJP leader, who is now the leader of the Congress party, Manvendra Singh. But this is a family bastion and a bastion of the BJP for a long time. Election Commission has done a lot of elaborate arrangement for the free, fair and transparent election here in Rajasthan. More than 1.5 lakh of the security personnel, which includes the CAPF and the Rajasthan police, has been there to guard the elections. Section 144 has also been imposed of the CRPC for the safety and security, to give a sanguinity to the voters. And also the geographical conditions of Jhalawar and also the whole Rajasthan, different districts are quite different than rest of the country. We will be able to see that one city, the city of, suppose one city of Jaisalmer is quite far away from some of the district, some of the villages which are living small hamlets of 30 of the households. Election Commission was taking this challenge that they have to reach through the sweep campaign to every household and to ensure that the participation of the voters in this election should be maximum, and it should surpass the rest of the election which has held in the past, including the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha election. And so far, the reports which we have received till now, only some of the area we have received that some minor incidents has happened, and some electronic voting machines malfunctioning was reported to the Election Commission, and they have been promptly changed by the Election Commission. And Election Commission is trying very hard and leaving no stone unturned to provide free, fair and a transparent election. Also, one more important new thing which has been started in this election only is that the voting compartment which was meant...
All right, Ravinder, you stay on with us. We'll keep coming to you for more information on this. And now we'll move to our correspondent, Mohammad Fateh Tipu, who is joining us from Tonk. Tipu, Tonk is a politically important seat. What is the voter seeking for this time in the election?
Well, Smriti, since morning, 25% voting has been done as of now. What the information we have received till now, it seems that the people of the different sections from the different society are coming across the city and cast their vote. So, as I mentioned in the morning bulletin, that it is a very high-profile seat, very hot seat. The entire Rajasthan, there is a very tough fight between Sachin Pilot and BJP candidate Yunus Khan. So it seems as the time is running out very fastly, people are coming and cast their votes. So Election Commission has already, prepared 244 polling booths over here in the Tonk. So it is expected that before 5 p.m. What Election Commission has already been targeted to get more and to reach more and more people to cast their votes. So it seems that it is going to be happen very soon, Smriti.
Much, Tipu. Now I'll go across to my correspondent Panchanan Mishra, who is joining us live from Jaipur. Panchanan, what is the latest voting percentage figures? Remember, today is an important day in Rajasthan and Telangana. Polling is underway in Rajasthan for 199 assembly seats from a total of 200 seats. Now, voter turnout till 12 noon has been recorded at 22.78%. Till now, what reports we are getting in is that election has been peaceful, with reports of EVM malfunctionings from some polling booths. As many as 51,687 polling booths have been set up with elaborate security arrangements. Rajya Sabha Television is getting you all the ground report from Rajasthan and Kerala. Our reporters are there getting us all the latest information about the elections. Now again, we'll go across to our correspondent Panchanan Mishra, who is joining us live. Panchanan, what is the latest voting figures which you are able to get us from Jaipur?
Smriti, voting is going on for 199 seats in Rajasthan, and we are at one of the assembly seats in Jaipur. It's Amer seat, assembly seat in Rajasthan, Jaipur rural under Jaipur rural seat. We are seeing a very good percentage of voting since morning. At around 11 a.m. there was more than 22% of voting here in Rajasthan, and the Election Commission has made an elaborate arrangement for this increased voting. And we have seen that there is a special arrangement for women, there is a special arrangement for Divyangs and who are handicaps, and the Election Commission has made also arrangements for security overwide in Rajasthan in all 199 seats. And this time we are seeing that there is a very close contest between incumbent BJP and the Congress, and Congress is now looking for its anti-incumbency factor against the government to rule in the state. But the contest is very tight, so we have to see that this time the voting percentage will be will outnumber the last 2013 election, that was more than 75%. And it's looking that the voting is pretty much very high, so it may cross also. So we have to see that on which pattern the Rajasthan will vote.
Thank you so much, Panchanan. Thank you so much, Tipu and Ravinder, for joining us and getting us all the latest information from the Rajasthan elections. Now, moving on to some more developments from Telangana. Over 2.8 crore voters are exercising their franchise today to elect leaders in the country's youngest state, Telangana. A little over 23% voting has been recorded in the first 4 hours. Voting began at 7 a.m. and will conclude at 5 p.m. except in 13 constituencies classified as Naxal affected, where the process will end at 4 p.m. Nearly 150,000 police personnel are deployed to ensure smooth polls. The Election Commission is using VVPATs for the first time in the state. There are 1,821 candidates in fray for 119 constituencies in the state, with TRS fielding candidates in all 119 seats. The Congress has fielded 99 candidates. Its allies, Telugu Desam Party and CPI, have fielded 13 and 3 candidates. BJP has fielded 118 candidates. And to get the latest information from the ground, we have with us our correspondent Kriti Mishra, who is joining us live from Hyderabad. Kriti, a little over 23% voting has been recorded in the first 4 hours. What is the latest on voter turnout there?
Well, the latest that we've heard from the EC officials is that, Smriti, that the number has transcended the 35% mark. In the morning, we saw excited voters come out in large numbers, but that momentum has slowed down a bit right now, but that would gather pace as the day progresses. The biggest source of inspiration were the aged voters, the octogenarians, who deserve accolades for their indomitable spirit, who came out in large numbers and urged and prodded even the young voters to come out and exercise their franchise. In fact, the first-time voters and also the young voters displayed their indelible ink on the finger with panache. There was a bit of furor over the deletion of names from the electoral rolls, and there was also a minor clash between the TRS and the Congress members in the Nagarol constituency. But otherwise, tranquility is maintained and the entire process of polling is progressing in a very peaceful manner. Talking about the political significance, it remains to be seen whether the gamble that the TRS has played of advancing the assembly elections would reap political benefits and electoral benefits for it. Whether the Congress-led Grand Alliance or Mahagathbandhan or Mahakutmi, as they call it here, would be able to work on the arithmetic and also on the chemistry, and also as far as the BJP is concerned, it is absolutely confident on the charisma and the zeal of its leaders in Delhi, and also on several central sector schemes. So certainly a very interesting battle is being played out here. Last time, remember, Smriti, in the 2014 elections, the turnout was around 72%, and this time the Election Commission is hoping to clinch a figure of around 80%. It remains to be seen how the day progresses ahead. Over to you, Smriti.
Thank you so much, Kriti, for joining us and giving us all those latest information from the ground. And moving on to some more developments, an attempt to bring transparency in political advertisements ahead of 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Social media giant Facebook and Instagram has made it mandatory for advertisers to disclose their identity and location before placing any political advertisement on it. Starting from early next year, Facebook will also show a disclaimer on all political advertisements by providing details of those placing the advertisements. In a statement, Facebook said that political advertisements can only run after the advertiser has completed the identification authorization process and labeled with the disclaimer. It will also provide access to an online searchable ad library to provide information like budget associated with an individual advertisement and the range of impressions and demographics of who viewed the advertisement. And with that, time for a very quick break. Stay with us.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the government is focusing on 5 streams of development to build a new India. Speaking at the inaugural session of the 2-day Jagran Forum, he said that education for children, employment for youth, healthcare for elderly, irrigation for farmers and a redressal mechanism for every citizen are the focus areas for his government. He stressed that the government is able to take tough decisions because it has been voted with a large majority.
ये सब संभव हो रहा है हमारे आत्मविश्वास के कारण, हमारे देश के आत्मविश्वास के कारण। साथियों, आज बड़े लक्ष्यों, कड़े और बड़े फैसलों का अगर साहस सरकार कर पाती है तो उसके पीछे एक मजबूत सरकार है, पूर्ण बहुमत से चुनी हुई सरकार है। न्यू इंडिया के लिए सरकार का फोकस, सामर्थ्य, संसाधन, संस्कार, परंपरा, संस्कृति और सुरक्षा पर है। विकास की पंचधारा जो विकास की गंगा को आगे बढ़ाएगी, ये विकास की पंचधारा बच्चों की पढ़ाई, युवा को कमाई, बुजुर्गों को दवाई, किसानों को सिंचाई, जन जन की सुनवाई, ये 5 धाराएं, इसी को केंद्र में रखते हुए सरकार विकास की गंगा को आगे बढ़ा रही है। नए भारत के नए सपनों को साकार करने में दैनिक जागरण की, पूरे मीडिया जगत की भी एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रहने वाली है। सिस्टम से सवाल करना ये आपकी जिम्मेवारी है और आपका अधिकार भी है।
And the Prime Minister also said that the government is close to providing nearly all necessary basic amenities to the country's population. He said his government is eager to fulfill the aspirations of the people. The Prime Minister added that technology is being used to ensure ease of living for all in the country. The Prime Minister further stressed that technology is being used intelligently to ensure that the poor are empowered. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has stressed on the need to bridge the urban-rural divide when it comes to healthcare facilities. He said this while addressing the 46th convocation of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in the national capital. The Vice President said that India is faced with a paradoxical situation right now, where on the one hand it is grappling with healthcare issues and on the other it is providing healthcare solutions to patients from other countries. The Vice President also said there is a need to establish an institution like AIIMS in every state.
We have to make quality healthcare affordable, accessible and affordable. It is estimated that out-of-pocket expenditure constitutes more than 60% of all health expenses. A major drawback in a country like India, where a large segment of the population is still comparatively poor. Approximately 63 million people fall into poverty each year due to lack of financial protection for their healthcare needs. There is also a significant urban-rural divide. As a report of the PwC points out, India has only 1.1 beds per 1,000 population in India compared to the world average of 2.7. 70% of India's healthcare infrastructure is in the top 20 cities. We have to bridge this urban-rural divide in providing state-of-the-art healthcare services. We have to focus more on Bharat. Highest priority has to be accorded to strengthening primary health care and tertiary care. We need to increase the number of doctors available at health care centers residing in rural areas. We must incentivize rural doctors. It is a matter of concern that the absence of qualified medical practitioners is making people to go to quacks in rural areas. This is an area of concern. I also feel that in the present times of specialization and super specialization, greater focus needs to be paid to the discipline of family and community medicine. This will help in providing comprehensive health care for all people of all ages in families and communities.
On some more news, the Union Cabinet has approved a maiden export policy for the farm sector. Now, with the aim to double farmers' income by 2022, the Cabinet approved the agriculture export policy that imposes no restrictions on export of all the organic and processed products. The government aims to double the agricultural shipment to over $60 billion by 2022. The policy aims to boost exports of agriculture commodities such as tea, coffee and rice and increase the country's share in global agri-trade. The implementation of the policy will have an estimated financial implication of over 1,400 crore rupees.
For the first time ever, Government of India had decided to frame an agriculture export policy. As you know, India has received, luckily, very good weather to create and produce a lot of different kinds of food grains, different kinds of agriculture products. And there was a time when we used to import, now we are able to export the products. But we didn't have a policy in place, and that's why we have created a policy framework today. So the silent feature of the policy is that this is in line with the Prime Minister's vision of doubling farmers' income. And to do that, we'll diversify the products by destination from high-value products, value-added, as well as perishable will be given special preference. Today, rice, marine products and meat, only these three products constitute about 52% of agriculture export. Therefore, we need to diversify and we'll work on that.
The Cabinet also approved the Shahpur Khandi Dam project on Ravi River in Punjab. This move will help arrest India's share of water flowing into Pakistan. For this, a central assistance of 485.38 crore rupees for the irrigation component would be provided over 5 years from 2018 to 19 to 2022 to 23.
Cabinet today approved the implementation of the Shahpur Khandi Dam project Punjab on river Ravi. रावी रिवर का काफ़ी पानी है जो पड़ोसी देश में चला जाता है और ये पंजाब में उस वजह से उसको हमारे पंजाब में उसका नुकसान होता है। तो इसमें सेंट्रल असिस्टेंस जो दी जाएगी 485.38 crores for over a period of 5 years from 2018-19 to 2022-23.
And the United Nations has launched a new framework to strengthen fight against international terrorism. The new framework, termed as UN Global Counter-Terrorism Coordination Compact, will coordinate efforts across peace and security and humanitarian, human rights and sustainable development sectors. The framework is an agreement between the UN chief, 36 organizational entities, the International Criminal Police Organization and the World Customs Organization. The aim of the framework is to better serve the needs of member states when it comes to tackling of the scourge of international terrorism. At the launch of the framework, the UN chief said that despite recent successes, threats by terror outfits like ISIS remains high and has global reach. And sports news now. Australia scored 191 runs for the loss of 7 wickets at stumps on day 2 of the first test at Adelaide. The Australian side is trailing India by 59 runs. Travis Head was not out on 61 runs, while Mitchell Starc was unbeaten at 8 before the stumps. For India, Ravichandran Ashwin picked 3 wickets, while Jasprit Bumrah and Ishant Sharma picked 2 wickets each. Earlier, resuming its overnight score of 250, India was unable to add any run in its tally on day 2 as Mohammad Shami lost his wicket to Australian pacer Josh Hazlewood at the start of the day. And the nation is marking the Armed Forces Flag Day today. The day is observed since 1949 throughout the country to honor the martyrs as well as men and women in uniform who valiantly fight on our borders to safeguard the country's honor. On the occasion, officers of Kendriya Sainik Board pinned a flag on Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan's table. And that's all we have for you in this edition. Thank you for watching.